Make this short. I just want to publicly thank all the firefighters that are up there fighting this Bobcat fire. We've got the Angeles National Forest, CAL FIRE, County Fire, and other city partners that are up there trying to save life and property. I think it's important to note that this is a very dynamic situation, and I would ask all the residents to heed the advice of LA County Fire when they ask you to be prepared to evacuate, but know that we are all working hard and we're working together. So with that, Chief Osby, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Darrell Osby. I'm the fire chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I want to give a brief update as it relates to the Bobcat fire here in Los Angeles County and the Angeles National Forest. Before I get to my comments, I just want to give a backdrop. Is everybody should recognize that 2020 has turned out to be the worst fire season as it relates to wildfires in the state of California. We keep data that dates back to a century ago. We have the 20 top fires in history as it relates to the state of California. Currently, of those top 20 fires, 5 of the top 20 fires ever to burn in the state of California are burning right now in Northern California, which has challenged us in getting some of the resources here that we would normally get for the Bobcat fire. In addition to that, the U.S. Forest Service also keeps data for the western United States. And since 1910, which was a record then, this is the worst wildland fire season in the western United States in the history of our data keeping. As it relates to the Bobcat fire, currently we're estimating ourselves at over 72,000 acres at 15% containment. We have 3 major areas of concern that I will articulate right now, and then I'll leave for the ICs to give you more specific information. One is Mount Wilson, the second is Highway 39, and then the third is Antelope Valley. At Mount Wilson, there's been a lot of positive effort done up there in relation to securing and protecting the assets up there, which is the observatory and a lot of antennas, so things are looking okay right now. We still have resources up there protecting Mount Wilson. On the east end, you can see the big fire loom up. Highway 39, we have containment lines and personnel there trying to keep the fire west of Highway 39. If it gets east of Highway 39, then it starts going toward Wrightwood, and then most likely we would include San Bernardino County to enter into Unified Command. As you can see, a lot of the activity that's been getting a lot of media attention today is on the north side of the fire into Antelope Valley. For several days, we put in secondary lines with our bulldozers to try to keep that fire from going into Antelope Valley. But unfortunately, we've had strong winds on the opposite side of the mountains. The winds are gusting up to 40 miles per hour, but we have sustained winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour. So with those winds on that side of the mountain and a different type of fuel bed that's flashier, the fire has jumped the containment lines. We currently have numerous firefighters and fire engines in that area protecting those communities in Antelope Valley. As an example, from the Los Angeles County Fire Department, just alone, we allocated 60 more engines from our department alone to assist in that firefight. We also have numerous other fire agencies that are also assisting us over there in the communities of Antelope Valley. The last thing I would like to say, and I'll turn it over to the incident commanders if there's any more specific questions, as for our citizens, the fire behavior that we're getting in this fire and throughout the state of California is unprecedented. It's very important that when your local law enforcement comes through or your local firefighters come through, please make sure that you evacuate. We have several individuals in Northern California and Oregon that did not heed those evacuations, and right now we have search teams up there with our urban search and rescue teams with sheriff deputies and other firefighters looking for missing people. And last but not least, I just want to repeat what was said by Supervisor Barker. Our firefighters are stretched to the limit. My hat's off to the firefighters from this region, firefighters from the state of California, and firefighters throughout the nation, and then we also have firefighters from other countries. Currently, we have over 17,000 plus firefighters throughout the state of California battling wildfires. Thank you very, very much.
Thank Thank you, Chief Osby. At this time, we're going to have Unified ICs Jerry McGowan and Vince Pena come up to answer some questions.
Likely we would have about double that, if not more, firefighters if this was a typical fire season. But fire seasons haven't been that typical here in the last several years, so therefore we have to do strategic movement of resources and move them along as into prioritized areas to take care of the situation at hand. My name is Jerry McGowan. I'm the Unified Incident Commander and the Incident Commander for California Incident Management Team 1.
I'm Vince Pena, Unified Incident Commander for LA County Fire Department.
Well, for one thing, the fuels are, for one thing, the fuels in this area, as well as California and the western United States, is basically very, very dry. All these fires are not acting as common as we are used to, and they're running quite fast. And we got to get it. We try to get ahead of them as far as we can, but also make sure that we're protecting the values at risk that we have in front of us. So yeah, the chief is right. This is unprecedented. I've been in this business quite a few years, and you don't see this kind of situation in these times.
Any report on structures that might have been affected already by the fire?
So in the Antelope Valley, especially on the east end around Juniper Hills, Guillermo, we've occurred structure damage and we expect structure loss. So we're unable to assess and give accurate numbers right now, but we do expect some structure loss from today's actions. We're still in active, very aggressive firefighting. Today we called in approximately 60 engines just today that were not in the plan in order to address that aggressive firefighting and to augment it that took place today. And just to add a little bit to what we're talking about, unprecedented fire behavior, it's very, we can't remember when Northern California and Southern California has been burning up so much, so many active aggressive fires, so many acres, which have caused a drawdown, especially to wildland hand crews and dozers, and including engines too. So it's all hands on deck right now.
Of those structures, any idea how many homes?
No, unable to assess, and we don't want to give false numbers. But like I say, active, aggressive firefighting, we expect up till past twilight, and then we'll be able to assess further tonight.
What's the line that you guys are trying to stop at? Is it Fort Allen Road, or is it?
Well, it went past that. So, we had up on the ridge, we had secondary dozer lines that hopped that. It's a good mile, 2 miles past that, and moving toward the east. So, and now, we have evacuation warnings in for Wrightwood, and we're working on being able to, once the wind calms down, to get on top of it, go direct, and stop it as soon as possible.
There were reports of firefighters having to shelter at one point today. Is there anything to that?
We've had some reports. Yeah, we have some reports with overhead and also with some engine companies and possibly some other folks. But right now, with the aggressive active firefighting that's been taking place all day today, we're unable to give real good active, accurate information, and that's what we need to do.
Now, a lot of people wait till the last minute for evacuations. Perhaps this is a great opportunity to remind people that if they can see the fire, they should anticipate that it might be bad.
We really cannot stress enough. like Fire Chief Osby and everybody else involved in our organization is stressed, our Ready, Set, Go program. You know, we have warnings out there, evacuation warnings, and then the mandatory orders for a reason. We need to be, this stuff moves so fast, it moves faster for us to even react at times. Residents need to heed caution, prepare, harden their structures, and leave. When we give the warnings, they need to do us all a favor, themselves and us.
Right.
Do you have a Spanish speaker?
Do we have a Spanish speaker?
We're working on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're working at it right now. I mean, we should get out about 8 p.m. Yeah, we'll have another, well, we're not gonna have another one. We're just gonna have another. We have a light on. Yep. We're gonna, yeah, we'll have our operational video that goes out just after here in a little bit. That's it for this. Yeah. Nope, this is it for tonight. We're all done here. Yes, we're all done here. Thank you. We had a Spanish. We had a couple questions. Yeah, thank you. She's gonna do it.
Audio check. 1, 2, 3, sound check.
Yeah, you can do all these. I just don't want you to answer any of the questions that Chief Osby or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
This is recorded, so if you make a mistake or if you say something that you
Oh,
want to
So
say
she's
again,
good with that. We just want to make sure that the ICs answer the IC questions.
yes,
Yes, that's.
not a problem.
Thank you. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Kayla, you can hold on to the paper. It's not a problem.
Thanks. No, I'm gonna stay.
Now I'm gonna need you to look at me.
Okay.
Straight.
Ah, dos al mismo tiempo. Okay,
Sí.
easy, so I don't have to do it again.
There we go. Okay, Kayla, vamos a comenzar con tu nombre completo y tu cargo.
Mi nombre es Keila Vizcarra, Keila Keila, Vizcarra Vizcarra, y estoy con el servicio